Hey guys, Cardfight Sanctuary here with my friend Cardfight Fanatic behind me, and today we're going to be doing a meta discussion about the top 5 decks of the current format, our Bt14 format with Extra Booster 8 and 9, and we're going to be doing the top 5 decks, the top 2 rogue decks, and what Bt14 will be bringing us.
That should be interesting.
Right. We're gonna start with the top 5 of this format, which will be 5 will be Galaxy Blaukluger.
Yeah, I'd put it there. I'd put Galaxy at 5.
It's got really good pressure, really good pressure.
Really, like early game, mid game, late game. Late game it gets a little vanilla if you spend counterblasts too often.
Yeah,
but
if you don't know how to conserve your counterblast to a certain extent, yeah, you have Claydolls to unflip them, and that deck is very counterblast heavy. If you don't know how to conserve them to a certain extent, then you're going to become vanilla really quickly. And at 5, the deck seems to become a little bit vanilla.
Yeah, because at 5 you can bring yourself up to having 1 counterblast, really.
Mm-hmm. And after that, it's not going to hit anyways once you get to 5. Like, nothing's really going to hit.
Yeah.
So, but, like, it's definitely a good deck.
Even then, it still has pressure, because, I mean, Cross Ride.
Yeah, definitely. The cross ride, getting up to with the tough boy behind is 21.
I feel like it's controversial, but the cross ride versus break ride.
Definitely 2 different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
2 very different builds,
One's
but both very effective.
Quick, like punch to the face type of thing.
Beat your face in.
And then that would be the break ride, and I think the cross ride's more of a constant heavy.
Constant pressure. That's what that build's about. And with Stern, you're gonna have, like, if you're running the cross ride, you're gonna have constant pressure before limit break. The more crits you run with Stern, the better you are, basically.
Specifically, my deck, 12 crit.
12 crits. Yep. Morganrot before early game's gonna make it, so you're gonna keep busting yourself, or you're gonna drop a lot of cards from your opponent's hand. So it's a win-win.
That's why I have the 12 crit, because I'm not gonna need the draw. I'm gonna be plussing myself so much from you, or dropping your hand so much that I'm gonna keep equal.
Yeah. It's definitely a good deck. Mars makes that deck very good as well. Makes
more
Mars, pressure.
Because you can attack with Mars first. Anywhere before the break ride, really. Stern, normal Blaukluger, anything you really have on there before, like, after grade 1. If you have a Mars, attack with him first. Use a counterblast. You have Claydol Mechanic. You can use Claydol Mechanic, unflip your counterblast. It's just really nice.
Right. Alright, number 4 would have to be, for me, Tetradrive. Tetradrive with Transcore. Very good break ride combo, if not one of the best break ride combos in the game right now.
Standing Vanguard, obviously good, works all around, but Transcore.
Yeah, Transcore is what makes it.
Really does.
Very good.
It really throws you through a loop. You can have 14 cards in hand, come out with like 4.
2, 3. Like it's very deadly. Very
it's harsh.
deadly.
It's really harsh on your
hand. Even if you got Perfect Guards, you're not getting out of it easily.
Because even with Perfect Guards,
dropping 6 from hand.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how it is.
It's harsh. It's real harsh.
It's a very good deck. And Tidal Assault early game, late game, doesn't matter. Get a trigger on him and you're gonna have to block him twice.
Yeah.
4, 10, 5, doesn't matter. It's got little pokes that it's doing Aquaforce good, basically.
Yeah,
dropping cards from hand,
even
doing little pokes.
Even at grade 2, heavy pressure.
Grade 2, you got a Tidal Assault on rear guard, get a trigger on him, 14 swing, 9 swing, when they're at, that's 10k, 5k, not including your Objective Guard for the Vanguard.
And what you attack with Tidal Assault, really just Tidal Assault first, then you have the rear guard and Tidal Assault to attack with.
Yeah, exactly. It's very strong.
It's really crazy columns is what you're doing. You're adding, that's what happens with those type of decks, field dependency.
Yep, I think that's what keeps it at number 4, because there's a lot of decks that are destroying rear guards these days, or locking rear guards like Chaos Breaker and Eradicators.
Things that we're gonna
talk about later.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes that deck not as high as others. It's got an amazing break ride, it's got really good early game pressure, but the fact that there's so many things that can destroy their priority cards or hinder their cards unusable.
That's what keeps Galaxy, Tetradrive, Down in 5
down.
and 4.
Because there's a lot of decks that can just shut down their mechanics, basically.
It keeps them either vanilla or just constant Vanguard swing.
Yeah, it makes it really hard for them to come back from it because they're gonna need. It just makes them think about their moves a lot more, conserve their rear guards, pace them out a little bit.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Number 3 would have to be Raging Form.
Yeah.
Raging,
no doubt.
Yeah, Raging Form is number 3.
That's another controversial one.
Yeah, it's between Raging Form and Chaos Breaker. Some people say Chaos Breaker's below Raging Form. Some people say Chaos Breaker's higher. It's just
personal
opinion, basically. Chaos Breaker, or not Chaos Breaker, sorry. Raging Form. It's amazing because instead of discarding 3 like every other Vanguard, discarding 3 or discarding 2 from hand, you retire your rear guards, which, with that deck, with the supporting cards
you're
like
adding
card 2,
so much already.
You're plussing your field too much that, so much that it
like,
doesn't really hurt you that bad. Like, you're not really losing that many cards, because you got them for free anyways.
Like with the Break Ride.
With the Break Ride,
card 2, plus a card.
If you use Dark Bond, plus a card.
Dorant, Blaster Blade,
Blaster
unflip a
Blade.
damage, neg your opponent.
Yep, I think that's the big thing that makes Raging Form so good is, 1, he gets plus 10k.
Dorant is such a staple.
Yeah, definitely. Raging Form gets plus 10k when you Persona Ride him. You retire 3 from field instead of discarding 3, which makes it a lot better.
He's the only one who does that, dude. He's the only one.
Only one that gets plus 10k, only one that retires field.
Very
That's because Shadow
card.
Paladins.
Unique card, unique card.
And then, yeah, it's just a really solid deck.
And then there's the controversy, Creeping Dark Goat.
Claudus.
But
some people
Creeping
like
Dark
Claudus.
Goat has helped him. He runs it.
I have Raging Form, and
Creeping Dark Goat, the grade 3 searcher, so underestimated, so good.
People see the point in it, but some people don't like getting rid of the Blaster Dark Superior Call at grade 3, which I can see the good in it. Like, you have Dorant behind, it's a free Counterblast 1, or it's a free Claudus, or it's basically a free call if you call it behind it or in front of a Dorant. It's a I don't doubt that Claudus is a good card, but Creeping Dark Goat has so much synergy with this deck, it needs another grade 3.
It's super utility. That's what it is. Like, you have to weigh utility against utility. It's really you have to weigh the odds.
It just increases consistency. I think Claudus.
Do you want another Raging Form, or do you want a Blaster Dark?
I'd rather have another Raging Form.
Exactly.
Like, Claudus is definitely good.
Even if you search and you don't get a Raging Form, so you get your Break Ride.
Yeah, Break Riding over the Break Ride in this is definitely good.
Yeah,
it's
not to be underestimated, because if you only have one Raging Form at the time, you can ride that Break Ride, plus yourself. Boom.
The more Raging Forms you got, the better, for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, it just increases consistency. That's why I like Creeping Dark Goat, because it makes the deck more consistent. Because the whole getting it into your hand can make the deck a little bit inconsistent, and I think Creeping Dark Goat compensates for that.
I think we've covered that.
Yep.
Alright.
Number 2 is personally my favorite deck. I love this deck to pieces.
Dragon.
Chaos Breaker, yep. That is my deck. That deck completely suits my playstyle to a T. I love that deck so much. It's a deck where it's anti-meta. Almost all the decks that are meta right now have field dependencies one way or another. Raging Form needs field so that he can kill it. Galaxy needs it to fully abuse his limit break, and so does Tetradrive. Tetradrive needs 4 attacks, and Chaos Breaker makes it so I can, for 1, lock it for a turn, and for 2, kill it after that. So it's completely useless.
Let's just spell
It's just a really, really good deck.
Yeah, it's especially with Palladium. I mean, come on.
Palladium makes it so that you can use Palladium's effect first, put it into Soul, and then Soul Blast it for the same card, keep it locked,
so you
and
keep
still
all
draw.
your cards in Soul, because you're literally putting Palladium in, taking Palladium out.
Yeah, it's just plussing
You're not
your Soul.
Counterblast heavy, so you can use those Counterblast for Palladium.
You need to, the thing about it though is you need to conserve it. You need to conserve your Counterblast, because when you run out of Counterblast is when Chaos Breaker becomes vanilla, basically.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's what keeps him below our next pick.
Yeah, he's a very good deck, but Link Joker is like with these decks, some of these decks like Raging Form. If it can get its effect off first, it makes it very hard to come back from it.
Yeah, if you rush the deck,
Mhm.
or let the deck hit hard with you having a large hand, you're gonna either deck it out or hit it before it can lock you, and it's gonna be useless.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But otherwise, it just wins.
It's definitely a prone to rush early game because it doesn't do anything until late game. It's basically
Agreed.
vanilla until you break ride or until you get Chaos Breaker on the Vanguard circle.
Because like I know that's why you ride Mobius sometimes. When
Yeah,
you get
Mobius makes it so you can lock a little bit, but still,
it still stays practically vanilla.
It's very prone to rush, so you need a lot of
And I mean,
guarding cards just to keep yourself alive until you can start locking and get cards into your hand.
And obviously, your starting Vanguard,
Dusttail.
Unicorn, he just like he
He
makes
just
it
helps
so
you
you can
more.
have 4 locks.
Four
Like,
locks, yep. 4 locks plus
insane.
you by 4, while your opponent is negged by 4, almost kills their entire field.
Because
it's almost like a transcendence, but
because it's going to be eventually killing it, whether you have Palladiums or not. Everything there is eventually going to die.
yeah, it's going to be very hard for you to come back if I can start locking before you can get all your effects off very quickly.
That's what lands it there.
Yep.
That's what lands in spot number 2. Now, for spot number 1.
Vague.
Novel Vague, obviously.
There's no controversy on if it's better, if it's number 1. It is number 1.
Yeah, it's
like it completely nullifies trigger damage checks and the 13k Silent Tom on Vanguard Circle. Combined with Dauntless, 2 attacks at 23k by itself, not including if you have Ashgar behind.
You can't Miracle Heal. You can't draw.
Can't Miracle Heal, can't draw, can't get power to anything.
Damage
and you can't guard grade zeros.
Your damage is useless.
Yeah, there's no, like sometimes in those random, or when you want to take a damage so that you can get the power, there's no upside of damage checking when Novell is on the Vanguard.
But as per usual, for Kagero cards, Kagero decks, rush it.
Yep.
Rush the deck.
That deck's very prone to rushing as well, just like Chaos Breaker is. If you can kill that thing before Novell gets out, then you're all set. But if you don't,
they don't have anything to do.
Yeah, then you got to kill them quick. And if you don't kill them quick, you're dead.
It's literally 2 ends of the spectrum. You rush them, they don't have anything to do. You don't rush them, they don't have to do anything.
Yep. You just either you kill them before they get vague out, or very soon before they get vague out, or you're gonna lose. That's kind of how it is. If they get vague out early, like if they get Cruel Dragon and Novell's on the Vanguard Circle before you're even at.
One thing that makes that so good is Roman.
Oh, yep, definitely. Roman makes that deck consistent, makes it grade 4 consistent. Everyone thought that grade 4s weren't going to be, like, grade 4s were never really
like,
gonna
oh, they're going to break the game.
It's not that people knew that they were going to be inconsistent.
People said that they were going to be inconsistent, but they also said when they get them out, they're going to break the game. He's top, but he can be beaten.
He definitely can be beaten.
He's not going to break the game. You don't have to worry about all these grade 4s coming out. It's just one.
Yeah.
Just one legal grade 4.
Novell Roman definitely makes that deck consistent. It would not be top tier without those supporting cards that it comes out with it.
Completely agreed.
Novell Roman makes so you can discard the grade 4 to get a grade 3. So it doesn't matter if you get the grade 3 or the grade 4.
And even
you have a clean ride.
Even if they put the ban hammer on Conroe,
it's not going to hurt the deck.
You're going to have Draco Kid.
People are just going to change Novell Roman from 2 to 4.
And literally,
they're going to be just fine. It's still...
It'll touch them a little bit.
It'll bring it down just maybe a little bit. It's not going to hurt them that much, though. It's still... That deck's going to be top tier until Legion, basically.
Okay,
it's going to keep getting constant...
It's going to stay top. It's going to stay first.
It's getting constant... Kagerou's going to get constant support until 16.
And then we'll see what comes on 17.
Yeah, Dragon Newt. When am I going to see that? Bushy Road, please. But Novell definitely takes the cake for number 1.
Yeah.
Alright,
now we get to move on to the 2 top rogue decks.
Yep, rogue decks.
Things that no one ever saw coming. We can go with the first one that we went for number 5. The top 5 decks. Galaxy.
Galaxy was definitely...
Nobody thought Galaxy was going anywhere.
Yep. Galaxy is definitely something that no one expected to be good.
Like, even
everyone at our locals thought that it was going to be bad because it needed to hit, but no one thought about the pressure that it was going to give.
Even I thought it was going to be bad, so I started trying to run Immortal.
Yeah,
What
that
a
was
cry and shame
that was bad.
What a cry and shame that was.
Right.
Immortal's so inconsistent. I really wouldn't suggest it unless you're just trying to have fun.
Right.
But
Galaxy is definitely more than what everyone else saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everyone thought the effect or the condition that it had after, that if the cost wasn't paid when a rear guard or Vanguard hit, then the ability can't be used, thought that it was going to make it bad.
It's a really good deck,
but
actually.
it's very good.
It's like, no one saw that coming.
No one thought that it was going to be as good as it was, but it started topping a lot, actually. It topped a couple of Team League right when it came out. It's definitely...
A lot of people are running it now. A lot of people are like, we didn't see this coming.
Yeah, exactly. The next rogue deck is Celestials.
Cody.
Our friend Cody just built Celestials, and we all messed with him for it, because we didn't believe that it was going to be good. We thought it was just going to be terrible.
Silly.
But it's got some pretty strong columns. I never thought... I'd never be so scared of angels in my life.
Yeah. If you don't rush this one, it's like a mini Kagero.
Yeah, if you don't kill it before Zerakiel starts getting those big columns, you're going to be dropping a lot of cards from hand, and you're going to lose pretty quickly if you can't kill it quick.
Yeah, you need something that can stop it in its tracks, or rush it quick.
It's going to be very, very hard. Like, Chaos Breaker can shut down those columns, but still, it's going to be a lot. It's still going to be pretty strong.
Yeah.
No matter what.
And that's because locks are so great.
Yeah.
At the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
But, those are the top two.
Yeah, those are the top two. Definitely good decks, and you should definitely watch out for them if you see them at any tournaments you go to or anything.
Don't underestimate it.
Yeah, don't underestimate those decks, because they will beat you if you don't
watch out.
Watch out, yeah.
And try.
Definitely. Alright, we're going to talk about now the Bt14. What's going to be coming into the meta for us?
Just recently at our locals, we had a sneak preview, sneak peek. It was a little tournament, little sealed tournament, 6 packs, 30 cards. It was kind of goofy, but none of us really got like stuff
big cards.
Minerva or the face card Ezel Scissor
or Dauntless
or Daunt. But people got Zenith. A lot of people got Yatagarasu. We got the Quintet Walls for Genesis. Those are pretty neat.
Yeah. Everyone got good cards. I got Hayeki Vogue Reverse. Thanks, Bushy Road. Yeah. $20 to get a Murakumo card. Thanks a lot.
But with that, what's to come with 14? We can start with the face card. Let's start with Ezel.
Ezel, the first unlock card, the one of the 2 boss monsters that will be coming out.
The Bane of Chaos Breakers 6.
Yeah, it's going to be my hard counter to my favorite deck, and it's going to be definitely a tough matchup for me.
I was going to run it, but it wasn't. I had to make decisions on what I was and wasn't going to run, and Ezel fell short for me.
You know what? I'm okay with that though. It's gonna be a good deck. I'm not sure if it's gonna be top tier,
but it's gonna be good.
It's definitely gonna be good.
You don't need them to have the locked units on your field. It's versatile. You can use it against other decks, and you can still get your effect.
Yeah, you can still get the 10k and a crit, and you'll get the big numbers that you were looking for.
As is Gold Paladin.
Yeah, big numbers call from top. Woohoo!
Zenith came out of nowhere, dude.
Yeah, Zenith was definitely.
He was underestimated. People were like, oh, it's another
Gold Paladin card, yay!
Ooh.
But it's definitely an upgrade for Liberators.
We have a friend who has made a proxy Zenith. It actually works. Just test it. It actually works quite well.
It's a lot better than I thought. I thought that the deck was gonna be just like pull a trigger, I hit you for 15, okay. But it's a lot more than what I thought it was gonna be.
It really pulls a lot of stuff out of its hat.
It's got extra attacks like that you'd be looking for.
It's got tricks that
it's got a lot of
you
power.
wouldn't expect.
It's got a lot of power with that Ganslot Break Rad, giving 5k to 3 rear guards, 10k to the Vanguard.
It doesn't only have big numbers, it's got complex big numbers. If you don't pay attention to what they're going to do, you're going to lose.
If they can time that power right, you're going to be hurting quite a bit. You're going to be dropping a lot from hand.
Yeah.
but it's still hard. It's still a hard matchup for Chaos Breaker. Chaos Breaker is going to hurt it quite a bit because it's very dependent on rear guards, but it's definitely not a deck that you should be taking lightly.
Onto Yatagarasu.
Yatagarasu.
It's not.
It's
not
okay. I like the effect that you can put into Soul, which you guard with.
Yeah, it's that really
would be good.
But
Minerva blows it right out of the water.
Minerva makes it look silly.
Yeah, Minerva's a self-standing Vanguard that doesn't require any special anything. Like Descendant requires to hit, or requires not to hit. It's a Descendant that gets 5k instead of a crit, gets plus 5k instead of the crit that Descendant gets, and doesn't need to be guarded. You can use it whenever you want.
And everyone, when they saw Minerva, people didn't even bother with the effect. They were like, oh, it's Genesis. It's hyped up Oracle Think Tank.
Right. Everyone just thought it was the hillbilly of Oracle Think Tank, but it's definitely a good deck. Probably it's gonna be top tier, definitely.
Oh yeah, I'd say top 5.
Yeah, definitely. And it has a lot. It's not easy, or it's not hard at all to get three soul. You can get 12, 15 soul if you really wanted to.
Load that thing up, really.
It's gonna be a very, very good deck, and
it's
gonna have a lot of power
with all those Regalia cards.
Yep.
Honestly, it's gonna be way better than people expected.
Yep.
But even in our little sneak preview thing, cards like that promo you can only get in the tournament. That's pretty neat.
Oh, the Neo Nectar, yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good card.
Neo Nectar Musketeers are gonna be kind of fun. They look fun.
I don't think they'll be top tier. I don't think Neo Nectar ever has the.
No.
It'll be the day when I see Neo Nectar be top tier.
Let's Dominate.
Oh yeah, Dauntless Dominate is definitely gonna be. I like Dauntless Dominate a lot, but the problem is vague.
Yeah, it's like Kagero to Kagero. It's not gonna be like, oh, I can do this. It's gonna be like, dude, I have vague.
Yeah, exactly. Like Dauntless Dominate's got that cool effect where you can nuke a grade 1 on the board for checking anything, and I gain 3,000 power, so you can't go 1 to pass on me. But Novelle's standing over here like, oh, I'm a Silent Tom 13k base. Like there's.
On you.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard to mess with.
Yeah,
it can't be touched, honestly.
Yeah,
like, any support that's coming out, any boss monsters that are coming out for Kagero are not gonna be to the par of Novelle, and that's kind of sad because some of the cards coming out are very good.
Like we counted down 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the space between like all of those is very close, like that much.
Right.
And then you go 2 to 1, and it's like.
Yeah, it's
my
very.
hand is super off screen.
Yeah. It's a very, very good deck. I do like Dauntless Dominate. I do like it a lot. I think it's a really cool effect. I think it's a really good effect.
But Vague is crazy.
But Vague makes it
seem worse.
When it's gonna be a good deck.
A lot of good stuff's coming out. It's not gonna shake it up too much. 14 is not gonna shake up the meta.
No, I think that Minerva's gonna go in there. I think Zenith's gonna go in there. It's probably gonna knock Galaxy and.
Galaxy's probably
Galaxy and maybe Tetradrive. Tetradrive might not be top 5 anymore, but it's still going to be top 10 definitely.
I think Tetra's going to fall into 5, and I think Minerva will hit 4.
I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it all plays out.
We can see how that plays out. We can probably have another discussion when 14 comes out.
Yeah, I want to do another discussion video once 14 comes out to see how all of it's tested out once our friend gets Minerva, gets Zenith. Maybe someone will get a Vague finally.
Oh yeah, and at our locals, for the sealed tournament, we got Minerva mats.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Yeah,
awesome mats.
We can't show you because we didn't place top. I got 2nd.
I got 3rd. Thank you, Hayeki Vogue.
There were 2 mats. One was a random roll, like pick from Magic cards for some reason.
Yeah.
Nick.
Pick from land.
But the first one went to first place, which our friend got. The shield of Minerva was the damage and drop zone, so it looked like a galaxy.
It was a very, very cool mat.
It was really beautiful art. Really good art.
It's an awesome. BT4. I'm really excited for BT14. Minerva, Zenith.
It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fun, but it's not really gonna. It's not gonna
mess with the
meta. It's not
gonna
be
much.
Vogue. It's not gonna take meta and go like that.
No, it's not gonna do anything like BT13 and Vague did, and 8 and 9. Like, it's not gonna completely change the format. And 15, I don't think it's gonna change that much either. It'll switch it up a little bit, just like 14 did. But I don't think any format's really gonna change that much until 16.
I can't wait till Extra Booster 11. I'm gonna be running the Witches, Shadow
yeah.
Paladin, and Abyss is cool.
We're getting a little ahead of ourselves right now.
We are.
Yeah.
We can stop here.
It's all good.
This is where we should stop.
Yeah. Alright.
We will have updates.
Yep, definitely. This has been our meta discussion, and
thanks for hanging with us for 25 minutes.
Like, comment, and subscribe. His channel will be in the description box below. And thanks. See you later.